to do some yoga. Let's start by gently closing our eyes and finding our breath. Feel your heart gently lifting on the inhale and descending on the exhale. I'm going to start our practice today with some Kapalabhati, the breath of fire. Kapalabhati in Sanskrit means skull to shine. So the more you pump your belly, the more you'll feel like a light bulb shining in your head. So just start to pant like a dog. And as you're panting, close your lips. It'll start to come through your nose. Very important, if you get sort of tired, to stop and take a cleansing breath. Don't try to beat yourself up in this practice. Don't try to get a second wind. Stop. Find your breath. When your breath's back to normal, start to pump your belly again until it's not normal anymore. And you have to stop again and take another cleansing breath. Ideally, this is done with the eyes closed. The tongue is at the palate or the back of the teeth, and your gaze is up into the brow. With a little smile on your face. And notice if you lose that smile, it's probably time to stop and take a cleansing breath, maybe two. It's equally important that you start right away back to pumping your belly. If you ever feel low on energy, it's a nice way to bring the energy, the chi, the prana up in your body. Like I tell my students, when I drive, especially when I go see my daughter, it's 200 miles, and I get tired, and I don't want to pull over and take a nap, so I just start pumping my belly a few times. And normally this is done for 10 minutes. It's said if this is done for 10 minutes a day, disease cannot live in the body. If there is a disease in the body, you can do this for 10 minutes several times a day for longer durations and literally get rid of the disease. Working all vital organs in the body, the pancreas, the liver, the spleen, the prostate, intestine, the heart, the liver, the diaphragm, pituitary, the pineal gland, and the cervix in one pump. So it's an inside yoga. It's like doing this to all the organs I mentioned, doing a bicep curl to all those organs in the body. Again, if something doesn't feel comfortable, you need to stop. Find your breath. When you feel normal again, or somewhat normal, start to pump your belly. Until you don't feel normal anymore, it starts to feel very uncomfortable. Just stop. And cleansing breath. Then continue when you are ready. I'm going to do this about 30 more seconds. And on your last exhale, we're going to grab Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha, Julandhara, Chin Lock. So it's like this. No breathing. Sustain the breath out of the body until you feel like you're going to die. Of course, you're not. Then you inhale, lift your head up, and smile. And you go, wow. I can feel my skull shining. And we didn't even do it 10 minutes. I think we did it 3 minutes. So this livens the whole body up with chi. Simple little thing. You can do it in your desk, driving your car. You just don't close your eyes when you're driving your car. You can do it laying on your side in your bed. There's no way that you cannot do it. When you do it in different positions, it strengthens, it goes in and isolates different organs. So there's no right or wrong way to do it. So that side I was on the spleen and the stomach. Now my stomach is up here, kind of leaning down as I pump my belly. The same as over here. Now it's laying down. I'm pumping the belly, so it works the organs in all different directions. I try not to beat people up on pranayama too much because it does take time to learn to practice, and the only way you're going to learn it is pump your belly every day, just for a couple of minutes. Just say, I'm going to pump my belly every day. And you start to get stronger in here, and the belly pumping becomes your teacher, your guru. Because even though I learned this from Dr. Shashila many years ago, it was great going to her classes, but I really didn't learn to practice until I started doing it. That's when I started to realize how powerful this was. Anyways, we'll go ahead and do some normal yoga. Let's raise our hands to the sky, reach them up, reach them high. Spider-Man hands, press your web into the wall till you feel the muscles hugging the bone. Smile, you're a millionaire, health is wealth. Let's go left and right, right and left. Don't forget the walnut between the shoulder blades first. You're trying to keep the hands level, like you're pushing a hockey puck off the edge of a table. When you are ready, come back to center, wax on. Let the circles grow, come back to center, wax off. Sometimes I gotta remember which way to go. And slowly start to grow your circles. And when you are ready, come back to center. Spider-Man hands, crack the walnut, pull the thumbs in. Wrap your fingers around your thumbs. Never ever stop reaching. Point the backs of the wrists into the wall. Don't forget the walnut. Wrist rolls one way. And then the other. And when you are ready, come back to center and open your hands like a little bird feather and lower them down to the ground just to raise them back to the sky. Reach them up, reach them high. Let's go into a spinal twist. Gently put one hand on your knee, opposite hand, opposite knee. The other hand could go behind you. You can press into the ground a little bit here. Ideally, there's not supposed to be a lot of pressure on this hand. And then gently move your shoulder behind you as you're trying to take your gaze behind you, and notice where your eyes are. I have mirrors here, but your eyes can be your mirror. So I know if my eyes are pointing up here, my spine is not in line. My head is not in line with my spine. Here it is, because my gaze is straight across the horizon. Now let's all take a big inhale here and deepen the pose or not. Take another big inhale. Move the head only the opposite way, just the head. Stay in your twist. Now we're going to inhale here and bite the lemon. Woo, amazing. Let's raise the hands back to the sky. And let's go right to the other side. Whatever feels comfortable to your body. You can even put a block behind you in this pose. A little high for me. But if you're way back here, it might help you. Telescope the spine, expand the ribs, and deepen the pose by moving your shoulder behind you and one in front. Let's take a big inhale here. Deepen the pose. Take a big inhale. Move the head only, the opposite direction, just the head. Keep your eyes gazing straight. And take a big inhale here. Lemon. Wow. Let's come come back to center. I like to go the other way just to feel normal when I come back. Whew, that felt amazing. Let's swim the hands to the sky. Reach them up, reach them high. Drop the hands behind the back and raise the fingers. Open your heart. Woo. Open your neck. Open your eyes wide. Look up to the sky. Left and right. Right and left. If you would like to do elephant trunk, we just bring our trunk out front like an elephant. Do a half moon, a full moon. Are we still breathing? Oh, it feels amazing. Be organic and do it your way. Whoa, what a beautiful neck stretch. Woo. Let's come back to center. Lift the hands one more time off the tailbone. Lift your heart one more time. Feel that beautiful opening to the chest. When you are ready, release the hands. Forward fold. Walk your tiger paws, kitty claws out front. Look up across the horizon and then dive low. God, it feels so good on the spine. Don't ask me why, but I feel my left side more than my right this morning. From here, we're going to come to tabletop. Whew. I'm going to get a slug of water. Okay, where are we going to go from here? How about some cat-cows? First, let's spread our fingers as wide as we can get them. If you start with a peace sign down and really spread your peace sign wide, then the rest of the fingers start to fall into place. Look in your heart. It's called Mad Cat. From here, you can lean forward if you like. Carpal tunneling the hands, strengthening the arms, the upper body, your deltoids. Come back to center, look up. Same thing, you can move forward, feel the hands off the earth. You can certainly go back into a child pose here and pull up Mad Cat from child pose. It feels amazing just to cruise through the flesh on the bones. When you are ready, come back to center. Let's wag the tail. Throw your tail to one side. Pretend like you're a dinosaur. Look back at your dinosaur tail. And see how close you can get your eyes to your tail. And when you are ready, and only when you are ready, come back to center. Lift the heel of the hands off the earth. Throw the tail to the other side. Repeat on your own. Find your rhythm. Find your flow. Find the glide in your stride. And when you are ready, let's come back to center. This one's for you, Susan. Barrel rolls. Let's take our side ribs to the side, heart to the earth, side ribs, Mad Cat. Repeat. When you are ready, let's go 3 times the other direction. I'm using my breath with the movement. I'm exhaling down. Inhaling down, exhaling up. Come back to center. Let's thread the needle. Take your right hand pointing towards the center of the mat. Raise left hand sky. Take your left hand underneath the armpit of the right. Sit it down. Drop your left shoulder to the earth. Always being mindful the sit bones want to move to the right. Try to stabilize your sit bones. If you want to go deeper in this pose, you can bring the right foot out. You can grab that with any hand, no hands.
Ooh, two hands. And you can manipulate this pose if you want. Ooh, God, that feels amazing. You probably know by now I'm addicted to yoga. It's when I feel the happiest. The body is meant to be moved. When you are ready, let's bring this all back to center. Raise left hand to sky. And sit that hand down. Point them fingers towards the center of the mat. Raise left hand up. Take the left hand underneath the armpit of the right. Sit it down. Drop your right shoulder to the ground. Now the sit bones want to move to the left. Stabilize them in the center. And if you want more, many ways you can go in this pose. Some people reach around and grab their inner thigh with this hand, right thigh. You might bring the toes out in front of the nose. I love this pose because I could wiggle around in it. I feel all kinds of new places in my body that don't get touched every day. We're just trying to touch our own body and feel our body. Feel our breath. When you are ready, let's bring this back to center. Raise right hand to sky. And sit that hand down. Curl the toes under, squatting dog. So lift the knees 2 inches off the earth. Spread your fingers wide. If you really want to practice getting air bubbles out from under the palms, lift the heel of the hand up. You can move the knees left and right. And when you are ready, down dog, lift the hips to the sky. Move your heart back between the standing legs. Down dog. And if you ever want to check your down dog for alignment, just come into plank. Your shoulders should be right over the wrist. A little bit not over them, a little bit forward. And you know you have your perfect. So if you do shoulders over the wrist and you go to down dog, you just walk in 2 inches. And then they're just slightly over the front of the wrist when you come into plank. If you want to walk the dog, we bend the knee, move the heart towards the straight leg. And be organic and walk it the way you want to. And when you are ready, let's center the left foot and bring it forward a mite. Take your right foot straight back. Bend the knees, stack the hips, scorpion tail. Press vigorously into your right hand. Let the tail hang over the body so you can feel it even in the armpit. When you are ready, let's bring that right foot between the hands, 4. And sit back on to the left sit bone, left heel with the left sit bone. Eyes towards the toe. Oh, if you wanted to use a block in this pose, you could put it underneath your right sit bone. And having an erect spine to start this pose is really important if you want to work on the spine. So we want to telescope the spine, expand the ribs, and start to move our heart towards the knee. Oh, and our eyes, eyes towards the toe. And having a mirror is nice because you can see if you round your back or not. Trying to just move my heart, keep the spine erect. And then at some point we are going to round the spine, but first we want to lengthen, even come out of the pose a little bit. And hold that length. And go ahead and take your eyes all the way up your leg. Maybe to your heart. Nice little neck stretch. And from here, we're going to come to crescent moon. You gently rise forward.
Rise up, bring the hands onto the knee. And when you are ready, swing the hands to the sky. Make a prayer. Bring that prayer to your heart. Left elbow, right thigh, prayer twist. If you want to come up onto the back toes, now would be the time for full crescent prayer. Trying to bring the heart up into the prayer. And you do it how you like. And let's come back to crescent moon. You can come back to full crescent if you don't want to drop the knee to the earth. Mm-hmm. From here, we're going to do a vinyasa. Let's exhale the hands down, frame the front foot. Take that leg back to plank. Lower down, elbows brushing the ribs. You can drop to the knees if you want to. When you get down, stay down. Floating cobra. Lift your hands 2 inches off the earth. You can lift your toes if you like as well. 1, 2, 3, 4. Amazing. Up dog. You can look at traffic behind you. You can wink an eye, say yes and no. Work your jaw. When you are ready, down dog. Walk the dog. You can step it in a couple inches. Ooh. Maybe you want to walk on the moon. When you are ready, let's do the other side. Center the right foot, bring it forward a mite. Left leg straight back, bend the knee, stack the hips. Now find a connection between your left fingers and your left toes. When you are ready, kick that foot out, sit it down, walk the dog. Woof, woof. Wait a minute, I just messed up there. Let's go back to scorpion tail. When you are ready, bring the left foot between the hands, sit back on the right heel with the right sit bone. Ooh, I'm glad I caught that one. I don't have those students here to tell me I didn't do the other side. But I have the video to prove it now, whether I do or not. So again, lift the heart. Think about lifting right out of the crown of the head, lifting up, erect spine. Move your heart towards your knee. Normally the gaze is at the toes. I don't know why I'm looking this way when I should be looking this way. And as I'm finding my breath, I'm thinking about moving my heart closer without bending the spine. And from here, we're going to lengthen out the crown one more time. Maybe come out of the pose of mite. And hold that length and round all the way down in. And take your eyes as close to your heart as you would like. And let your body breathe. Mm-hmm. Oh, I forgot to use the block on this side. If you wanted to use a block, never do you know it would go right there. Now let's come back to crescent moon. Now come up to crescent moon. Bring the hands on the knees. And when you are ready, swing the hands to the sky, make a prayer. Bring that prayer to your heart. Right elbow, left thigh, prayer twist. Now if you want to go deeper into this pose, you can come up on the back toes. Try to bring the heart up into the prayer. Some people bind in this pose. I can't bind, but it feels good to try, and it might look like this. I'm trying to get a nice little neck stretch. When you are ready, come back to crescent or crescent moon. Open up you. Vinyasa time. Let's cartwheel that down. Take that leg back to plank or tabletop. Lower down, elbows brushing the ribs. When you get down there, find cobra up dog. Push up or not. Down dog. Walk the dog. Woof, woof. That little yoga moonwalk. Get a drink of water. Pigeon pose. Let's bring the right knee up into pigeon. Walk the back toes away from the front. Whew. You can stay high, you can go low. You can be an extension if you like. Or you can cross your forearms, make a pillow. If anybody would like to grab the back leg, you can do that anytime. If you have a bad spine, I encourage you not to grab that foot. From here, let's gently rise up. Woo. Let's go to down dog. Walk the dog. Woof, woof. Let's go to the other side. Bring the left foot into pigeon. Drop down on the right knee. Walk the back toes away from the front. With a smile on your face. Always remember, we don't want to make a face that would scare our mama in yoga, and we will never hurt ourselves. Be in this pose however you like. Again, if anybody would like to grab the back foot, now would be the time. Okay, let's go to down dog. From here, let's gently bend our knees, walk, hop, or launch our feet between the hands, look up halfway and smile, forward fold. Cross the elbows, let the head hang like a ripe fruit, gently go right and left, left and right. When you are ready, come back to center, weight in the heels. Release them arms, roll up a vertebrae at a time. Woo. Wow. Tai Chi twist. Let's do a balance pose. How about dancer pose? So ideally we want to grab the inside of the foot that we raise. So it's kind of like this. There's many ways of grabbing it, any way that works for you. Ideally we don't want to open the legs like this, like we're trying to water a tree. We want to try to keep the thighs on railroad tracks. Reach your opposite hand up, Reach, 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 and kick the back foot out. Reaching and kicking. If you want to go deeper, you can dive low. Let's come back to standing. Shake it out a little bit. Woo! Amazing. Now let's go to the other side. Because I have an artificial knee, I can't lift it. I don't have the muscles to pick that foot up and put it in my hand, so I have options. You can grab the outside, or you can bend down, and sometimes this works. I think I'm just going to grab the outside. Again, try to keep the thighs parallel if possible. It's okay if your flares out like this. It's just the mindfulness as we practice to bring it in. Reach, 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 reach. Kick, reach, kick, reach, kick. Forward fold. Let's gently rise back up. And let's do a balance pose. Arm balance pose, yes. And you can use a block in this pose. I try to make yoga work for everyone. So if you don't feel comfortable doing an arm balance, just being in this pose alone is very healthy to the body. You can come up on the toes, you can take your elbows and open your hips, you can take your knees and pull your shoulders together. Give yourself a hug, it feels amazing. But if you want to do an arm balance and you want to use a prop, you bring your block out to where you can just barely not touch it. You bring your tiger paws, kitty claws on the earth. You readjust your knees close to the armpits as doable for your anatomy. Lean forward, put the forehead on the block. And then lean forward a little more, lift the feet up. And if you want to try to nail it, you come back and move the sit bones back till you find midline. You should go right into a balance pose. You can certainly do a headstand if you wanted to in this pose. I'm alive. Ooh, God, that felt amazing. From here, let's come to our sit bones. We're going to go right into plow today. I'm going to show you how to do a modified plow with blocks. Shoulder stand and plow. So most people know that I don't have no disc between my vertebrae. I'm bone on bone, so I have to be really careful in these kind of poses, or it causes tremendous pain to my body if I go too deep into a plow or a shoulder stand. I'm going to show you how not to let that happen to you. So because I've done this so many times, I know my sit bones got to be somewhere on this third block. Maybe right at the end, yeah. So whenever you want to dial this in, you think you want to get the shoulders up to here, you don't. They'll be there once I get up in the pose. So from here we just do a little kick up. You don't have to kick up. I just see the modification would be 1 foot and the other foot, and then you'd bend the knees. Woo. Shoulders stand. The only problem is with this, unless I put more blocks along here, no place to rest my elbows. So I do my shoulder stand here. So now you can see the room that I have for my neck. Lots of room. So I'm still in a modified shoulder stand, a little bit less modified. Plow, the same thing. So now I have freedom in my neck, moving my head all around. No danger to the neck. Same thing, no danger. Oh God, it feels so good on the spine. Plow helps curvature of the spine. Ooh, it massages your kidneys, your spleen. It's good for your digestive system, your belly, your brain. You can do side plow if you like. And fish should be a good counter for this pose. But before we go into fish, I think I'm going to need to move some blocks. And by the way, if you're at home and you don't have 5 yoga blocks, you can use blankets. You can use books with blankets on top of the books. Rolled blankets, big couch cushions. So from here, we're going to do a fish pose. We'll do a supported fish today. So you have a yoga block here. And for alignment with this, the same as we did with the other one, you want to have the head and neck where it just lays over the block, and you can actually feel the neck barely on the block. This pose is good for coughing, stuttering, sleep apnea, snoring, anxieties, the thyroid, beauty and glow of the face, bags under the eyes. But you really need to look in the basement. I laid in this pose last night on my bolster for about 20 minutes. It felt amazing. I just knew I needed to open myself up from all the forward stuff that we do all day long. All of this forward stuff. God, it feels amazing just to relax. But we have more work to do. Let's slowly unwind. This is how I come out of the pose. I bring my plantar muscles up. I lift my sit bones, move them one way, and roll over. Woo! Sometimes a block will bite you, it might. Be a little careful. Whew. So let's come onto our backs. It's called bridge pose. It can be wherever your pads land. Lift the pelvis to the sky. I like it a little bit deeper. So once I lift up, I start to walk my shoulders so I can touch my ankles, and I clasp the hands under the sit bones and roll the shoulders under the heart. Whew. Now hold Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha, but don't hold the breath. This is going to protect your lower vertebrae in your spine. You're going to do Eiffel Tower, center one foot a little bit, raise the other foot to the sky. If you would like to do upward facing bow instead, just curl your fingers around and lift your whole torso off the ground. Woo! You can do push-ups if you want to. From here, let's gently lower our hips to the ground. Bring the knees into the heart. A little massage. Left, right, right, left. I'm trying to keep these videos under an hour. It's hard, let me tell you. So today we're going to do a stretch pose for our core. We bring the feet out 6 inches off the earth. Now if this doesn't work for you, the easier pose would be however high you raise your feet. Lift your heart. Bring out your hands and find your pose. Lower your feet until it starts to feel like a little work's going on now. A little more, a little more. Pick your pose. I'm gonna move a little bit up. Okay. Breath of fire. The hands go down, the belly goes in, the air goes out. Inhale up, repeat on your own. You can quit anytime you want to. Four person massage. Woo! Oh, pull the knees to the right shoulder, rock on the tailbone, left shoulder, tailbone. Nothing like some core to make you feel alive. Let's hang on to the right knee. Straighten the left leg, toes toward the nose. Push through your left heel, pull through your right knee into the armpit. Oh. And when you are ready, take your left hand on the outer edge of the right knee, pull it over the body to the left. Stack left hip, stack right hip on top of left. And when you are ready, reach out your right wing, your angel wing to your heart. Lift your head in line with the spine, turn it towards the right wing, sit your head back down. Let your body breathe. A little bit of pressure on your right knee, even if it doesn't feel like it's going to move, just hold a little pressure on it, and your practice will build in this pose. Just think of a little effort on the inhale, a little surrender with a little pressure on the knee on the exhale. When you are ready, bring the right knee back up, squeeze it in tight, followed by the left. Little massage. Okay, let's do the other side. Hang on to the left knee, straighten the right leg, toes toward the nose, push the right heel into the baseboard, pull the left knee into the armpit. Ooh, let's stack left hip on top of right. Reach your left wing out. Lift your head. Keep it in line with the spine. Turn it towards the left wing. Sit your head back on the earth. And smile and find your breath. And know that you found your yoga. As long as you could smile and breathe, yoga's beautiful. You want to come back to it every day. Because even though we may not like to show up at the end of the class, we're always glad that we did. When you are ready, bring the left knee back up, pull it in tight, followed by the right, a little four-person massage. We save the hardest pose for last. It's called corpse pose. Take your heels to the corner of the mat, your elbows to the side, open your palms to the heavens. If you don't feel plush on your sit bones, your shoulders rock back and forth. We really want to make sure our head's in line with the spine. Sorry, I was grabbing for the right words. And the best way to do that, because I know mine's not in line, I'm looking behind me a little bit. So lift the head up, drop to the chin lock, and hold the chin lock. Sit the head back down, and then release the chin lock. And let your body breathe in, let it breathe out. No tension in the body. No stress in the body. Try to release all the muscles on the bone. Soften the cheek, the tongue, the jaw. Let your eyes rest heavy in the head. And just be there and find your breath. And watch your body breathe. And watch this beautiful breath start to enter your body, your mind, and your soul. You are at home. You can certainly stay longer if you like. Otherwise, let's gently start to bring ourselves back into the awesome place that we are in. Let's bring our heels together. Make a reverse palm over the crown of the head. Really elongate the body here. Stretch it out, stretch it out. When you think you've stretched it enough, move the blocks away and stretch it some more. Try to bring the pinkies to the earth if doable. Let's all take a big inhale. Root rock, sire hum. Let's bring our plantar muscles to the edge of the mat. Lift your hips up, move them to your favorite side, roll over. Put one hand under one shoulder, one hand under the other shoulder. Gently come to a sitting position. Take all the time that you might need. all for letting me come into your house today and practice life. Let's raise our hands to the sky, make a prayer. Bring the thumbs to the crown and touch down to your sixth sense, your brow, communications, the throat. Peace, love, kindness, your heart. Lean forward. Namaste. Have a wonderful Sunday. This is video number 5, by the way.